Hello, my name is Marcus and welcome to Tabletop Reviews, where today my shirt matches the game as I'm talking about another Lord of the Rings game, but it's mostly just a Similo game. So Similo is something that's been around for quite a while. I've heard about it, it sounds fun. The Lord of the Rings version has been very difficult to get a hold of. It's been very difficult to get a hold of. Finally succeeded, so and we played it, and let's talk about it. Just a quick setup of it. Let's ignore the fact that is one of the weirdest transitions I've done, and let's unpack the game. So it comes with a lot of extra room, which I'm a little bit unhappy about. I hate it when there's too much extra room in your boxes. Please don't do this. Like, it could be a little bit shorter, right? Just save the environment just a little bit. And we have a whole bunch of cards here. So what you'll do is one person who you've chosen to be it will shuffle it up, the clue giver or whatever. Shuffle up the cards, draw up the first 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These ones will, of course, they will look at one of them secretly and see, ooh, who is it? This is Faramir. There's a bit of information over here just to compare. You know, he's Boromir's brother, defends the wild borders of Gondor, blah blah blah. A little bit of information just in case you don't know much about this character. But now you know which character you are, so you shuffle them up just to hide it away so the pre-orders don't know who it is. And distribute out the cards onto here. Alright, it doesn't really matter, you can't see it all. You have the remaining pile here, we draw 5 cards from it. And these ones you get to choose from to put down onto here to say, does they have something in common or not in common? Now, it's either, you know, in common or not in common. Now, I'm quite lucky here as I have Boromir, and it's straight up, it's Boromir's brother, so I say, this person has something in common with Boromir. And then your friends will look to the table here and say, well, who doesn't have anything in common with Boromir? And they might go in and say, well, he never meets a Nazgul. Like, he has never faced off against a Nazgul. They don't have anything in common with him. Let's remove this card. And you say, yes, that's good. And then you move on. So the person draws up, so he has 5 cards again, and now again goes in and says, does this person have anything in common with the card that I'm putting down here? Right. Who in here? Well, let's say Bilbo Baggins. He doesn't have anything in common with this card. Of course, you can also look at the color. I don't know, maybe Samwise sort of matches him in color. All the symbols in the background, you can see there's sort of buildings in the background of him. So is there anything here? I mean, of course, they could look at Bilbo here and say, oh, that's something building, that's something building. But basically, you put hints. This is Lord of the Rings, you could put some lore hints, movie hints, book hints, or it could just be based entirely around what you see, right? And now that there's 2 cards down, they remove 2 cards. And then you just keep going like this, drawing up another one. Isildur? Nah, I would say Aragorn. He has something in common with them. They're both Gondorian men. Drop another one. See here. Samwise also has something in common with him. Of course, you should always think about what cards they are removing. What's the last thing? Mouth of Sauron doesn't have anything in common with him. So this is sort of how the board could look like, and then they have probably moved a whole bunch of characters here. We're moving characters, right? So at 2 cards, they remove 2, then they remove 3, and then 4, and then at the 5th card, there's of course, hopefully, only 2 left to choose from. And this could be difficult, damn. Anyways, that's the game. You have 12 cards, one of them you're hinting towards with these cards turning like that. And I don't know, I can't really understand if it's a rule that you remove 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then the last one, or if it's just a recommendation. I mean, we try and play with it because it's a good thing to go for, you know, remove the same amount of cards from the grid as the ones you've played down, but I don't know if it's an official rule. Maybe I just don't read it thoroughly enough. But that is how we play Similo. And there you go. I mean, it is a party game through and through. Kind of reminds me of Hard to Get. You're putting down clues to try and hint towards the character. And I think it's fun. I mean, it is a fun little thing. It doesn't take a lot of time. it is of course a great thing that can get you to talk a little bit, or I know a lot about Lord of the Rings, some of my mates don't, but we had one where he would constantly thinking lore, like he knew I knew stuff, so he's like constantly thinking, what could you mean, what does this character do, what is this character's ancestors, all kinds of things. But I think it's a great fun little game, and of course there's multiple other iterations. I might want to get the Jurassic World iteration to play those. Might be difficult, might be fun. You can also mix them, of course, so you have... it's an interesting way they mix, where like one of the decks is the one where you put cards down to guess. The other one is the one you shuffle to give clues. So that would be interesting with like Jurassic World and Lord of the Rings. Also easy with, of course, Harry the Potter. But I think it's such a simple and great little party game thing you can pull out with most people. As I say, this description of the characters, I think there were some of my friends that scared a little bit away because it's Lord of the Rings. It's like, I don't know anything about it. It's like just like the color matches. Come on. Sometimes they stand out with these kinds of games. But yeah, fun little art game. Components, there's not really anything to talk about. It's fine cards. They're good cards, to be honest. A little bit oversized, but they're good cards. And the artwork I think the artwork is great. It's some more specific artwork. If you don't, I've talked about this before, but in Lord of the Rings, it's a lot of the same artwork that they use from not John Howe. Yes, John Howe, right? That's maybe his name, I can't remember. So it's always lovely to see the Lord of the Rings characters done in someone else's art style, and it's amazing. Who is the artist? I don't know if I can see it. Oh, they have a recommendation of combining this deck with Harry Potter. Interesting. I can't quite make out who's the artist of it, but it's a great artist at least that really interprets these characters in a fun way where you can still see who it is. And theme, I mean, it's a party game, there isn't any theme. With this kind of game where you're guessing, there's as much theme as you want there to be. I guess, when you're putting down Samwise Gamgee and hinting towards, I don't know, Shelob, you can go into the books, go into the movies, how do they connect. So there can be more theme in it, but essentially there isn't any theme in this kind of game. I mean, that's why they have a Harry Potter deck and a historic figures deck and legends deck or whatever. Whole bunch of different deckers. Even some board game decks, which I would be interested in getting a hold of. But yeah, it's a fun game here. So, does it lie to you? Does it lie about anything? Does it say then here? So I don't know. It has some tentacles where it says 7+ and 2+, and then 10 minutes. I don't know. 7+, I'm guessing, is the age. Yeah. It's just about mixing some characters. That of course depends on how heavy you want to go on lore and stuff with to get that deck like this. But yeah, some of the simple ones, oh, he has a beard, it matches. 2 and up is the amount of players. You need 2 players, one to give clues and one to guess. But we were sitting like 8 players around the table, so it works perfectly at higher player counts where you can, as long as you are a group where you can enable others to talk and not just like 2 people constantly discussing, which I felt like it happened a little bit here. And about 10 minutes, yeah. It doesn't take long. That depends, of course, do you count just one person putting out clues as a game, or is it like everybody around the table is a game? It kind of depends on that, how many minutes it takes. But 10 minutes is probably fairly accurate. So yeah, my final score for this one is going to be a 9 out of 10. Just a really fun, simple, 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10 feels too high. 8 out of 10 for just fun, simple party game here. Some party games does a little bit more and more fun, whatever. 8 out of 10 for this fun little party game, and of course I'm keeping it. It's small and it's Lord of the Rings themed. What do you think? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!